Good evening. This is Stormcast from Stormcastle's Comics Collectibles. And today I want to ask you, do you dare enter the House of Mystery? This is House of Mystery 179. It's a kind of an old, battered copy. But what's most important, interesting about this book is this is the first Berni Wrightson where he started working for DC. Yes, it's an older book here. It's a rip. Let's start the video. Like you to like the video if you like it, comment, let me know what you think about it so I can get feedbacks, and subscribe if you haven't, share the video, but most I like to hear comments if you enjoy these, looking at these old books. I mean, first off, this is a good piece of art. Don't pay attention to my comics and things I'm hunting down over there on my little pad, but if you look, I mean, this is a good piece of art. It's nice looking, well drawn. I mean, you can feel these kids' anxiety as that woman looks down at them. So, we'll open the book. As you can see, there's a piece of tape, old yellow tape here on the side. It is torn. I guess they would count it as restoration if they wanted to. But has a March, April 1969 date on it. So probably, this was probably put out, I want to say October, November of 1968, I believe. Anyways, hi kitties and Velvetos. Welcome to House of Mystery. In case you know yet, I'm Kane, your able caretaker. It's a pun with able there. I am up here on the roof, feeding my pets. Oh yes, they're vultures. Hee Lots more fun than pigeons. Follow me down into the house. I've got some weird tales to tell. Watch your step down, don't fall. In the corner says, scratch a note with your own little claw, letting us know which groovy tale you dug best. Send it to Kane at House of Mystery, National Periodicals Company, Inc. It has the old address. So, we're going to take a look at this. When I put the video up, I will list which creators did which stories inside the book. So if you look in the notes, I'll tell you who's who. Yes, you can see the book is slightly decayed. It says, well, it's story hour again, folks. And I have a doozy for you about a guy named Mark Eldon, but I'll let him tell it. He's due at the police station any moment. Tick tock, tick tock. As you can see, it is 6 minutes to midnight. So he comes in and goes, we got a live one. Sarge found him beat up in an alley, keeps babbling about some kind of weird story. Listen to me, please. If somebody doesn't help me, I'll go clean out of my skull. It says, it started just 1 year ago tonight. I was driving my girl Joyce home from a live date when my buggy ran out of gas. The headlights flickered as my car, still rolling, crept in the side of the road, atop of a hill, looming like something out of a Charles Addams cartoon, was an old house. As the quiet moan of a convertible top rising sound behind me, I moved up the hill, unaware that the night that night would end for me on a sour note. And it says, I'll be right back, Joyce. Maybe I can use the phone up there if this place isn't deserted. So we got this bit of art, and I stepped onto the porch and heard the creak of the boards yell beneath me as I moved to the front door and knocked gingerly, my knuckles barely touching the door as it opened. A rusty screech, revealing a musty vacancy inside. Creak! Something jolted us. From the corner of the house came a low murmur. As I turned, a human form seemed to pull itself free of a clump of shrubbery near the house. It was a girl, a beautiful one, dressed in an outfit straight out of the last century. Pardon me, miss, I'm Mark Eldon. I'd like to use the phone if you're here. She didn't seem to understand me. She spoke in some language I'd never heard. When I shook my head, she brought out a pencil and pad. Not that it did any good. The writing was totally foreign to me. I'd never seen anything like it. I lifted my head and stared after her as she stepped back around the corner. But gone. Where could she disappeared to? I hurried back to the car, taking one last look at the back of the mansion, as the lights beamed in the distance. We're in luck, Joyce. Here comes a car, I'll hail it. You're lucky I happened along, son, and that I always carry a can of gas. Not many folks use this road, especially at night. Yeah, thanks, but that house, who lives there? I saw this girl. Lives there? Nobody lives there. Since Will Danton's wife drove him insane about 80 years back. He killed himself before they hauled him off the asylum. What a story. I wonder if it's true. Who cares? I'm interested in that note the girl gave me. Say, you know some foreign languages. I parked at Joyce's house, showed her a note, but you beast, how could you? As I drove home, Otto must have written something pretty passionate. I'll find out what it says. His then square things to Joyce. The next day, I asked my boss to translate the note. Boy, well, that was a mistake. You're fired. I have nobody like you working here for me. Get out. Now I was really puzzled. I asked my dad to tell me what the note said. He got mad at me and said, good, leave this house now. You're no son of mine, not after this. My obsession with the note really haunted me. I kept on the move. It destroyed my life, yet I never learned what it said. I turned hobo. This evening I spoke to another bum. You know some languages. Do you think you're this? Let's see. Why, you rotten crumb. And just boil over and beat the stuff out of me. I ought to break your slimy neck. The walls of the alley seemed to spin grotesquely as I slumped to the cold concrete. Tweet-mew. In the distance, a whistle shrilled from the dark. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Please read the note. You must help me. That's it. They brought me here. Will you read this note? Sure, buddy. Whatever it says, I'll tell you. Okay, if you dig the language. Here, Sarge, see what you can make of it. Guy shakes it. Hands. Says, now what? Say, are you trying to put me on? Hey, I'll take a look at the guys. Tick-tock, tick-tock. No, it couldn't say that. It couldn't. Better lock him up till we get a head doc. This guy's got bananas. April Fool. Well, there goes Mark. Two nice little padded room at the local squirrel farm. What's that? What did the note say before he could read it? You know, maybe each person got a different message from it. That can happen when the writer's a ghost. So that's the first story. Second story is back for more mystery, chills, and thrills. I wouldn't disappoint you. Out of my files in the subcellar dungeon, the House of Mystery comes this nerve-jangling tale of the fantastic but true paradox called The Man Who Murdered Himself. It's Kane's True Case Files. It goes back to 1882 when Victor Warfield and his wife moved into an old mansion in the country, a mansion with a mystery hanging over it. According to the old records, this house was built by Andrew Darwood, but after the place was taken over by Andrew Dickerson, Darwood simply vanished. Anton vanished. It says there was never a burial for Andrew Darwood. He was less missing. His house went to Anton Dickerson cheaply for tax money. I wonder, did Dickerson murder Darwood? We have a Lee ad over here. It says, nonsense, my dear, pure imagination. But the same initials. The two men, something sinister went on, I'm sure. Suddenly, a silly sound, Victor Warfield suddenly turned. Pshaw, sir, as you can see. I'm sorry. Who are you? How did you get here? Are you a ghost? Pshaw, sir, as you can see, I'm solid. I'm chilly at night. Now, did you hear the story of this old house? Yes, please go on. After Andrew Darwood built the house, he began to worry that his past would catch up with him. For you see, Darwood's house was built with stolen money. What's this? Only the shutter banging in the wind. But what if the gold miners whose claim I stole tracks me here for revenge? And one night, his premonition came true. That's the end of Andrew Darwood. Suddenly, Warfield interrupted the strange stories. Then he was trailed and murdered by eventual gold miners? No, not by him. What happened that night was, I grew a white mustache, bleached my hair white. It's the end of Andrew Darwood, because from now on I'm Anton Dickerson. Warfield, stunned by the amazing revelation. I see Darwood merely changed appearance, name, to avoid being hunted by gold miners. He betrayed, but how do you know this? Well, you see, I am Anton Dickerson, gasped. The man who murdered himself. Or you might call him the ghost who fingered himself, and so, oops, I closed my casebook too hastily. Well, see you next time with another soul-shaking, mind-numbing story of mystery, but all the more eerie is that because it's true. Roll the lucky dice. Do you like to play games and cut out the dice and paste them on 2 wooden cubes and play with your friends? Don't forget to tell them you got it on page 13. Yeah. The lucky dice, the one on the right kisses your study. Your mom catches you in a flat lie. Yeah. I wonder if people actually did cut that book up for that. And we got Kane's Game Room. Yes, Sergio Aragones. Guy shakes him up there to stepping on that. Just putting glass in there. Paddy wagon. Or Sergio Aragones. Burp. Then we got here. This one is Widow Walk. Story by Howard Post. Art by Neil Adams. Oh, good. And Joe Orlando. I wonder if Steve Orlando's related to Joe Orlando, but Neil Adams art. Witch burning, pirate plunder and murder, lost whalers and silent bitter women. This is still the heritage of the village of Whalers Harbor. Clinging silently to the bleak, rocky coast of New England, perhaps we can see it all better, past, present, and future, knowing and unknown from the perch. The traditional perch of the seaman's wife, the widow's walk. Not yet, Angus, just a little while longer. The year is 1897. A young German merchant seaman is home after a 3-year voyage on the high seas. With grim determination, the solitary figure climbs the steep hill to an imposing mansion. He's keeping date with destiny. He knocks on the door of the stately home. I'm back, Mary. Angus. Oh, Angus, I waited so long, 3 years to the day, and all of it on your father's ships, but now I'm back to hold him to his word. Good day, Mr. Bourne. Angus, Father Angus is back. So I see. I suppose you've come to collect your prizes. Yes, sir. Our agreement stated that should I complete this treacherous voyage, I would win your daughter's hand, house of my own, and the captaincy of one of your 4 ships. I am a man of my word. You shall receive those things, only my daughter. Do I surrender to you with reluctance, and convinced that you only want to marry her for her inheritance? Father, how can you? I'm sorry, my dear. I'm a selfish old man trying to keep to himself his loving child, who he loves more than anything on earth. I wish you both good fortune. The fortune of Angus Beam proves he marries Mary Bourne. True to his word, her father gives him a fine new house, and Angus becomes captain of the full-rigged schooner, the Mary B. All right. And while Angus plies the high angry seas, Mary, now the wife of a salesman, waits vigilantly to do as the wives of sailors do this day. Angus come home safely, but Angus Beam, though ambitious, lacks seamanship of a good captain. This he tries to conceal by authoritarian abuse of his men. His crew begins to despise him. Many hands jump ship in distant ports, taking stores and cargo with them, leaving the ship undermanned. Soon, only the desperate would choose to sail for Angus Beam. The ship became a floating pigsty, manned by the worst seamen, and out of the worst miserables, the Mary began to lose money heavily and ran into debt. His longing for his wife's inheritance grew. The old coot's been bedridden for months. He should die in a long time. Perhaps I can hasten the time. Then this full marriage will pay off. Knowing his father-in-law's penchant for rare exotica, one day in an out-of-way port, he makes an odd purchase. Very costly item, but it should do the job. Your shuttle keep 3 months? Longer, Captain, much longer. When he arrives home, his wife needs a little persuasion for him to visit her ailing father. I have something that's sure to make an impression on him. He'd be so pleased. Your thoughtfulness, Angus. Father, Angus has brought you your present from his last voyage. Hello, Miss Mary. Hello, sir. He's brought you here today. This is a present enough for your father. Shall I open it for you, sir? Thank you, Angus. No, I'm not dead yet. Few things that I can do with this feeble heart. The old man opens the chest, receives an unexpected shock. Gasp! A shrunken head. Father, I thought it pleased him. Now the years of marriage to this clod woman would bear fruit. I'm a wealthy man. 1 week later, the will is read first to my daughter and my son-in-law. I mandate ownership of the vessel he captains, that he may hire a new captain to sail it, so that he may drive a profit therefore without himself sailing, thereby remaining at the side of my daughter, so loves him dearly. The harvest begins. Secondly, in following to my servant Homer Clyde and his wife Mildred, I bequeath all my remaining goods and properties, inclusive of my house and sailing ships, that have been as a brother and sister to me, and have cared unselfishly since my wife's premature demise. For my daughter Mary as their own child, I mandate that they will say that she is never in need, on the chance her husband, with whom I have already given ample means, comes upon hard times. This is an outrage to bequeath his fortune to this scurry servant and his scullery drudge, and to me, a son-in-law of nothing but a moldy old tub. Angus, we'll never want for anything in as long as we have each other. Please, dear. This, sir, is legal and binding. I beg your restraint in this time of grief. The zeroids are here. The zeroids brought to you by Ideal. Time for each other. That's worse for all. You've lost your very bare ability to lay in your father's wealth, Angus. And later, don't leave me, Angus. You spoke hastily in rage of disappointment to prove my father's wrong with you. I meant every word. I'm going back to sea in my ship. But if you leave me, Angus, I swear by the power of life itself that I shall will you never to reach the harbor until the day I die. I've had enough of these. We'll say goodbye, Mary. Goodbye, Angus. Only death can join us now. In spite of Angus' inept seamanship, the poor repair ship, the Mary B. Weathers, storm and wave past reef and bar, as though guided by some benign providence, breaks an open sea, and yet is forced finally to turn back as unseaworthy. Take some of that rigging down, you scurvy beggars. She's drawing water, sir. Bring her full about. Head for home port. I've been waiting for you, Angus. Riding low with the battered ship limps homeward past the lighthouse under the watchful gaze of its namesake. In feverish superhuman concentration, the abandoned wife of Angus Beam lashed out with an ecstatic hate with power. Angus, you shall not reach harbor, not to the day I die. A bolt of angry lightning crashed down upon the Mary B. in awesome punctuation, the woman's passionate curse. One day, 6 years later, the widow of Captain Angus paces off her daily vigil on the widow's walk, just as she is every day for 6 decades waiting. Angus, Angus. Still yakking at old Angus. Now look, she's falling. Sunbathers race to the side of the withered old woman in time to hear her last utterance. Call a doctor sometime. Too late. Now, Angus, you may come to harbor. Like a cold hand, a dead silence descends over the beach, as all eyes turn to see and stare in horror. Amid the gurning and bursting bubbles of gaseous putrefaction, the Mary B. rises from her watery grave. Silently, the charred, rotting hulk, without wind or sail, glides into Whalers Harbor, drops anchor, and rests. Captain Angus has come home from the sea. Gotta admit, I like that story. An ad for Angel and the Ape. Kang's Dead Men Tell Tales. The Wonderful World of Comics. Oh, it's a Supergirl comic. And that's about it. Anyways, I just wanted to show off this House of Mystery. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Tell me what you thought of it, on it. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Especially comment if you liked it. Just trying to do voices. Trying to be interesting. But this is Stormcastle. I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I really like this Silver Age horror book. Art was amazing, and I really like that last story. Anyways, someone who's grown up in New England, that's kind of spooky to hear. Anyways, this is Stormcastle telling you to Keep collecting what you like and enjoy, and thanks again. Bye.